Alright, Shalom, Yashala. Back with another GMS on the go. This is the Raleigh, North Carolina camp. I'm Brother Nakum.
Brother Naquan.
And again, this is the Raleigh, North Carolina camp. Before we go any further, we'd like to give all honor, all glory, and all praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh,
Bahashim,
Yahweh
Shah, Bahashim, Rakha, Kodash.
Next up, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach us this truth according to the Bible and who will well. And a double shalom to all the sincere Akim throughout the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth from righteousness and sincerity to the best of your ability. And me and the brother Naquan was able to get up today, and we're just going to dive into another lesson, and this is going to be a part 2. You so-called Negroes, Latino Americans must fear the Lord. I'm going to say that again. This is going to be a part 2 on how you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans, who are the real biblical Hebrew Israelites, must fear the Lord.
That's right. We're going to start off with the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 13. It reads, "Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep His commandments."
Right. So the scriptures just give me the sum. You see the conclusion of the whole matter of these scriptures on what you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans should be doing. And what the scripture say again, Naquan?
It says, "Fear the Most High and keep His commandments."
Right. So the duty of you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans, while you're here on earth, is to fear Yahweh and keep His commandments. You see? And when you fear something, you're going to do what that person tells you to do. You see? You're not going to go about your own way, leaning onto your understanding. You see? If you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans fear Yahweh, then again you're gonna do what He tells you to do, and that's what, keeping the commandments. You see, because by so-called Negroes, Latino Americans fearing Yahweh and keeping His commandments, that also shows them what, that you love Him, because what, you're keeping His commandment.
That's right. And it reads on, "For this is the whole duty of man."
Right. Fearing Yahweh is keeping His commandments. You see, to the best ability, that's the whole duty of man. That's your purpose while you're on earth.
Right. You Hebrew Israelite men, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, because you're the only ones that can serve Yahweh Shai. You know.
And that's right, because these nations, they don't fear Yahweh Shai, and they're not keeping His commandments. So, like the brother said, only you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans can serve Yahweh Shai. Now, these heathen nations will be serving our power and the new kingdom to come. But as of right now, only you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans can serve Yahweh Shai.
That's right. Got another precept. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10, verse 12. "Now Israel, what doeth the Lord Yahweh shall require of thee, but to fear the Lord."
Israel. So like
You go ahead, bro. Sorry.
So like you good. Read that from the top one more time.
Okay. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10, verse 12. "And now Israel."
Right, Israel, which consists of you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans, again, who are the real biblical Hebrew Israelites. Read on.
"What doeth Yahweh shall require of thee?"
Right, what does Yahweh require of you? What does He demand of you? What does He ask of you? Read on.
"But to fear the Lord thy power."
Right, so again, you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans, you're supposed to fear your power. You see, you're supposed to fear your Creator, Yahweh. You see, again, if you fear something, you're going to do what that person tells you to do. You see? So you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans, you're supposed to fear your power, Yahweh. And ultimately, that fear is already has to be in you. Right. You see? Because that fear is already in you, then you're going to do what Yahweh tells you to do. You see, but that fear is not in you. Then you're not going to do what Yahweh tells you to do.
Right. to walk in all his ways and to love him.
Right, to walk in all his ways and to love him. And by you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans walking in Yahweh Shai ways and loving him, that's what? That's keeping his commandments. You see, because going back to 1 John on 14 and 15, love is what? You keep his commandments.
Right.
You see? So you're supposed to walk in all his ways. Again, you're not supposed to go out on trying to establish your own way and needing to understand it. No, you're supposed to love Yahweh Shai. You're supposed to walk in his ways. Again, keep his commandments.
Right. And to serve the Lord thy power with all thine heart and with all thy soul.
Right, to serve your power, Yahweh Shai, with all your heart, coming from the Hebrew word allows means your mind and all your soul.
Gone.
That they don't know.
Yeah.
God.
Let me see. Which one was it? Was it A?
You see, so you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans, it's a must. It is a must that you feel your power. You see, not Allah, not Buddha, not the Hindu god of Shiva, not Santa Maria, not Haile Selassie. You see, not Baphomet, not Serapis. You see, not none of these false gods who are no gods. You see, that 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans are worshiping right now. You see, because they are false gods. You're supposed to fear the one and only true and living power, Yahweh Shai, because he's the one that's making things happen.
That's right. This is the book of Philippians, chapter 2, verse 12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only.
Right, and so I can read that from the top again for me one more time, Naquan.
Got you. This is the book of Philippians, chapter 2, verse 12. Wherefore, my beloved.
Right, and the beloved, Yahushua is talking to the elected nation of Israel. Lord will be some little men. Read on.
As ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only.
Right, he said, as we have always obeyed, not in his presence only. You see, because when Yahushua was on the scene, you see, we were doing our best. You see, we were trying our hardest, you see, to keep the laws, statutes, commandments of the Bible, follow after righteousness when Yahushua was on the scene.
Right.
You see?
But now much more in my absence.
But yeah, right. But now that Yahushua is not on the scene, he's gone. We're supposed to be going even harder right now. You see, we're supposed to be on fire. You see, now the Lord Yahushua isn't on the scene. You see, we're supposed to be going strong, you see, for this truth, keeping the commandments of the Bible to the best of your abilities, as if Yahushua would be on the scene.
Right. Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling.
Right. So if you still call Negroes, Latino Americans want to be saved, you see, you want to take them to those chariots. You see, you don't want you want to be able to be saved and be able to rule the next kingdom, and not have to go back to the spiritual world, have to come to the loins of the elected nation of Israel. It starts with fearing your power. You see, you gotta fear your power. You see, with trembling. You see, you gotta do what Yahweh Shai, tells you to do. If he say don't eat shrimp, pork, crab, lobster, you can't be out here eating shrimp, pork, crab, lobster. If he say don't mar your beard and make bonus upon your head, you can't be out here mar your beard and make bonus upon your head. If he say don't worship these false gods who are no gods, you can't be out here worshiping these false gods who are no gods. Again, you can't be out here leaning to your understanding. You see, going about your own way. You see, you're supposed to be working out your own salvation with fear and trembling. You're supposed to be scared. You see, you're supposed to be scared of what's his name, Allah Shaja, demon-like power.
Right. Got one more for you. We can close it out.
Which demon-like power is which is ultimately, Lord Yahweh Shai.
Right. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 1, verse 27. For the fear of the Lord is wisdom and instruction.
Right, the fear of the Lord, Yahweh Shai, is wisdom and instruction. You see, so the instructions of the wisdom, doing what the Lord requires you to do, keeping his commandments, you see, to the best of your ability, that's the fear of the Lord. You see, so it's a must that you so-called Negro, Latino, and Americans fear the Lord. You see, and get into this wisdom and instructions.
And faith and meekness are his delight.
Right, and faith, going back to Hebrews 11:1, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. You see, so faith and meekness, being humble, is his delight. The Lord cherishes that. He likes a person who has faith, who can believe in something they can't see, and who are humble.
That's right. That's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Kind of. So with that, hope you've been edified. It's been another GMS on the go. I'm Brother Nakam.
Brother Naquan.
And this is the Raleigh, North Carolina camp. Before we go any further, we like to give all honor, all glory, and all praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh,
Bahashem,
Yahushua,
Bahashem, Rakar, Wadash.
Next up, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone from teaching us this truth according to the Bible and rule well, and a double shalom to all the sincere Akim throughout the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth and righteousness and sincerity to the best ability. So just remember, Akim, it's a must that you fear Yahweh Bashim Shai, the one and only true and living power. So with that, shalom.
Shalom.